Good morning, book fam. My name is Jordan. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and one day I would love to be a published writer. But today I am struggling on the mental front. I think I forgot how much wine makes me sad, and had a little too much to drink last night. And I just think that I went to bed feeling not great, and then waking up this morning not great. And I think the thing is like intellectually, you know that there's no point in wasting energy on things that are out of your control. But emotionally, it's really hard to follow through with that sometimes. So anyways, that is not what this video is about. I thought to cheer myself up, it could be fun to share with you some writing ideas that have like died in my computer. I've been writing for a very long time. I think everyone will say that. Anyone who's passionate about something is like, oh, well, I started writing when I was 3. I couldn't read yet, but I could write. You know, like singers are like, well, I've been singing for as long as I can remember. So anyways, I thought it would be fun to share with you some of the tons of ideas that I have had over the years. And no, they haven't always been in computer form, but I wanted to keep them because it's just fun to look back on memories, and you never know when a past idea will spark, you know, a new, oh, there's birds, they're so cute. You never know when a past idea will spark a new idea. So, okay, let us begin. And these are going to be totally out of order. I have no idea the timeline of when I actually wrote these. But let's start with miscellaneous ideas and scenes. Oh, that's right. I had this idea for like a peripheral world. So, this was the book tagline that I wrote here. Your own story is better than any you will ever read. And I have this like prologue that I wrote. Oh wow, I even have a first chapter. I was enamored with this idea of like, oh, there's this boy who he has a blind friend and he can see this world out in his peripheral vision. There's this entire world out there that can only be seen out of the peripheral eye, but he has some ability because of whatever reason to see it first in the peripheral, and then eventually like he can see it for what it is. I always thought that that was a fun little idea. This one is security escort.
Security escort is one of the better titles offered in the big city. It could have been a lot worse. I could have been shipped off to the wetlands where the sea washes away what's left of our lands, holed up on a fishing boat or helping reduce the destruction and erosion our ancestors left us to deal with. Even worse, I could have been sent to the mines, dark caves in the mountains where no one lives past their 50s, their lungs reduced to thick, coated caverns like the ones they spend their days in.
Either of these titles would have been better suited for me than the title Olivia wound up with. It was going to be like an academy type of story, dystopian, like an academy dystopian. So like, you know, dystopian world, people have all these different jobs allocated to them based on, you know, some sort of government testing procedure. Oh, that's right. So one of the first long form pieces of writing I ever did was this book called Amber. I think I had like 100 pages of it or something. Like it was a lot. It was a lot for me for like my first ever long form story. I didn't finish it. Me finishing something, but I keep it just because it's so terrible. The writing is so terrible. It makes me feel better about my writing now, and just to see how far I've come in the last like 15 years of practicing and everything. Loosely, see if I can even remember what this is about. All I remember is there's a baby in the prologue. There's a baby that gets left in the woods. The first chapter is like that baby grown up, being raised by one of the locals in the village next to where she was dropped off in the forest. I do remember being enamored with this idea of like dark and light though, like that the wolf thing. The wolves warring inside of you, one's good and one's evil, and it just matters which one you feed. Like, I really liked the idea of having a character that had that, which, I mean, God, it's a dime a dozen. That's pretty much every fantasy book out there. But I love that trope. I've just been trying to figure out my own creative spin and special way that I can make that interesting and new and fresh and, you know. Still in a ways, that was that one. That was so bad. I'm really bad at writing romances. I haven't really tried to do that. I take that back. My second attempt at like a long form actual book was called The Greatest Weapon of All. And it was a love story. It was about a girl falling in love for the first time, losing that love, and then like her evolution of like her growing up and trying to find what love is and everything like that. Like, whew, boy, it was not good. It was not good. Do you guys, are you writers? I don't know what subscribers I have that are like writers or what are just mainly readers. So all you authors and writers out there, what genre have you written in the past but like makes you cringe now to like look at and is totally different from what you write now? I'll read you this. It's my werewolf idea. It's just like a little snippet scene because sometimes I really enjoy doing that. There's like no pressure and no overarching like figuring out of anything because I love that, don't get me wrong, but it can be super exhausting, especially when you've been revising and revising and revising, like beating the dead horse when it comes to one story. Sometimes it's nice to just be silly and think about a new scene. So, okay.
Rip out their throats. Destroy them. My wolf had stopped pacing, baring her teeth and gnashing into the silver bars that kept her locked inside my control, but the bars were bending. My strength was slipping, my desire to live stronger than my fight against the monster I'd become. They must be cut down. The female in the woods scented of lavender in the northern Fey kingdom. Memories of detainment and torture swirled from my wolf to me, and I fought against the bile rising in the back of my throat. If I gave in to my rage, my wolf would force the transition and my human self would be locked behind the silver bars. A simple bystander as she enacted our revenge. We can't kill them, I reasoned, just barely keeping her at bay. She huffed an indignant snort, one that said, like hell we can't.
It's silly, but I like it. I don't know. One day I might write a werewolf story. Who knows? Guys, a lot of ideas are meant to stay in the dark. I hope that you at least enjoyed hearing about some of my past stories. I would love to hear about your terrible past writings, so you can leave a comment down below sharing that. And yeah, stay healthy, stay safe, guys. Thanks for being the reason why I can talk to myself and get out of my own head for a minute. Appreciate it. All right. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!